Hello, people of the internet. I'm Melinda Jane.
I'm Liv Mott.
And this is my special guest today. She's my roommate. Today we're gonna be doing a little college Q&A. I asked you guys to ask me some questions on my Instagram story, which if you're not following me, link in the description.
And me.
But yeah, I asked you guys to ask me some questions, and a lot of them were about transferring, so that's kind of like, this video is kind of like transfer advice, but also like college advice in general. So yeah.
You go to the University of Connecticut!
Yukon
Huskies!
Yukon Huskies! Also, just want to say, we filmed this video already once.
This whole entire thing.
The whole thing was blurry. And if it happens again, I'm sorry, we're just gonna keep it blurry. I can't film it again.
No.
We'll start off with the first question, which was actually not a question. Let's start a podcast. So the first question is, how do I get a boyfriend?
Well, we got boyfriends in high school.
Yeah,
That's
college is like a different dating game, I think, because it's just like such a different environment when you're like meeting people and socializing.
Yeah.
And I think it's just, but also like this is where people meet their like
their husbands and
their
wives.
wives. So I mean, like, it's definitely possible, but my advice is go for the nice guys.
Yes, very much so.
Maybe stay away from like, you know,
certain bad boys.
Yeah.
Just maybe some of them.
Maybe some of them.
Yeah.
Not all of them, just
I can see people just finding like their husbands or wives through like just becoming friends. And
yeah,
then
like friend groups or like classes or stuff like
Clubs
that. I
and
think
stuff.
like the party scene is definitely a tough environment to meet a boyfriend in.
Yeah.
But it also does happen, so just, I say, keep your eyes open and don't rush anything, because things will come when they're supposed to come.
Absolutely.
Don't like seek out a boyfriend, because I feel like that's a bad mindset.
It will happen.
It will happen the way it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
How did you know you wanted to transfer?
Okay.
Good question.
So this could be like a long thing. So we'll try to make it as short as possible.
Yeah.
Because it is. Short backstory. I transferred from Southern Connecticut State University, which is in New Haven. New Haven's more like city, like, if you don't know Connecticut or what New Haven is, but I came into it just like looking for ways to like get involved on campus. So I joined a sorority. It's a very small school. I was just like going with the flow and doing what I got to do to like feel involved and like feel like it was a place for me. But unfortunately I felt very lost and like depressed and very anxious my first semester, which I thought was like normal, which it is for a lot of people, and I think most people.
Like, your first semester of college is tough regardless, but I think what you
it was like on a whole other level of like, I just was not finding my place at all, even though I was trying so hard to get involved with things on campus. So I gave it a try. I came back second semester and I just felt 10 times worse. I isolated myself and I just wasn't even trying anymore, which I guess was not a good thing for myself, but also I knew like this just wasn't for me. So I applied to UConn without telling anyone, and I got in, and then I really just started to think about it. I'm like, what do I want for my future these next 4 to 5 years, however long I'm gonna be in college, but I want to make the most of it. This is my future. This is what I want to do with my life. It's no one else telling me what I want to do, and I just thought UConn would be a better fit for me, education-wise, socially, for my own mental health, and yeah, so I'm very happy with my decision, and yeah.
Yeah. For me, it was more like, I went to Marist College. It's in Poughkeepsie, New York. And basically I chose to go there because they have a really, really good fashion program, and that's what I want to do. That's what I want to major in and stuff, is fashion merchandising, or just like somewhere in the fashion world. So I chose Marist for the fashion program, which is good. Like, choose your school based on like your education, like, you know, that's how it should go.
Yeah. So
that's what I did, and I think I just got there and I knew literally as soon as my parents left and I was like alone, I was like, I hate it here. Like, this is not my place. I just got this really terrible feeling in my stomach, and I was like, I just feel like I don't belong here. And then I tried to have, throughout the rest of the semester, to have like a really, really open mind about it. Like, I joined so many clubs, I like met so many people, like I really like put myself out there, but it just was not for me. And I started to like, kind of like you, like isolate myself. I got really not well, not myself. My mental state was just like decreasing and declining like so fast. I think it just reached a point where I was like, I'd rather sacrifice this major and like do something like I'm doing now, which is communications, than spend 4 years at a place that I actually hate with everything in me. Like, I really, really did not like it there, and it wasn't my place. And people always ask like why, and honestly I can't really put like my finger on it. It just like, there was just like a feeling, and I was like, I don't like it here. I think just like trust your gut. And
because one of the worst feelings is like just like knowing you're not yourself, being with the friends you make, and like just knowing like I'm not my full potential right now. So
something that like hit home with me when I was there, actually this was like honestly like when I was like, I need to get out of here, is when I was like in my friend's dorm and we were all hanging out. We were playing this like card game where you like, whatever it says on it, whoever it's most like the person, you like give them the card. And so the card said like the happiest person you know, and they handed it to me. They were like, oh, obviously, and they just handed it to me, and I was like if only you knew, like if only you knew that I'm like the saddest I've ever been in my life. And I was just like, the fact that like these people don't like, can't even see that, I don't know, it was just like my realization. I was like, all right, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
What is the roommate situation like? Picking your roommate slash living with a roommate? Yeah, so at my last school, like freshman year, me and my roommate, it's the way Marist did it was random roommates. So you can't pick your roommate, you just like are assigned one. So my roommate, we weren't like best friends, but she was really nice, and we like coexisted really, really well, and like we got along. Like, we didn't have any issues. Like, she never like stole my stuff or anything. Like, we were really respectful of each other, and like when we wanted to go to bed, when we like woke up and stuff like that. And I think that's like a really good situation to be in. Like, we never fought, and like we liked each other, but we like didn't always like hang out and like go out together and like we weren't like attached at the hip. But it was like, it was pretty good.
With my school, a lot of schools do this now, but there's like Facebook chats, which like your class could be like invited into, and you could like write a post about who you are, what you do, where you're from, and like your major and stuff. So I had a girl message me because we had the same major, speech pathology, and we just started talking, and like we were like instantly like hitting it off. Like, we got along well, and we were very much alike. And then we just like met up one day like at like Starbucks, and we just decided to be roommates. And it was like really nice for me that even though my whole first year of college didn't work out and it wasn't the place for me, I'm very happy like I had her along that whole process, because we ended up becoming like, she's like one of my best friends, and like it definitely like happened for a reason. So I got very blessed with my roommate situation. Yeah,
I feel like that's like the two, you can either have, I feel like you can either have like my situation, your situation, or like a horror story.
And luckily we didn't have any horror stories. And
like, with us, like I know like we both had some worries, and like well, not really.
Not worries, but other people
had a lot of worries about us, because we're best friends from high school, and like I know that for some people, like, they could never do that, and like that seems a little weird, but I guess like with us, like we both transferred here, like ironically we both transferred here, and to us it was like,
this was an
why room with,
opportunity.
like, I guess with my roommate experience, it was like, why room with someone who I like, you know, I didn't really talk to, like whatever, when I can room with someone that I can like come back to the room with and like blow my eyes out if I had a bad day, or like just like someone I'm really, really comfortable with. We know our like living habits, like
yeah.
we know that we can like live well together. We're both pretty similar, so like, I don't know, for us it was just kind of like a no-brainer, and like we were like, I mean,
it was just like,
we'll both
easy.
do our own thing, and we're like doing good at that, at like having our own schedules, doing our own thing, but it's nice to come back to like you at the end of the day and be like,
yeah,
okay, like I have someone.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're the type of people who are just like, we don't care about much, and like we're just so easygoing that I think it was just easy for us to just like live together, because it's just like we're just sleeping in the same room, and
it's just sleepovers every night.
It's just sleepovers every night. So it was easy for us, and like we were definitely worried.
But I know that it's not for everyone, and I know that like other people can't room with their high school best friends, but like I think we're just the type of friends that like we just have the type of personalities that are able to.
We deal with each other.
Next question. Everything about transferring. I'm in the process right now, and I've never felt so discombobulated.
You are not.
You're not alone. Yeah, it's
so many people go through it.
It's so discombobulating. Like, I mean, you have this whole plan in high school and stuff. Like, you make this whole plan that you're gonna like spend your 4 years at this school, and you like buy all the gear and stuff, and you like get ready to go, and then when you get there you're like, oh my gosh, like this isn't my place, this isn't for me, and you just kind of feel so lost. Like everything you thought your life was gonna be, like
you literally think it's coming to an end,
and it feels like your like world is crashing in on you, and you're like, you know what I mean, like it's just, it's really, really hard. And I feel like people who don't transfer and like go to their school like their first year and like immediately fall in love, like don't realize how lucky they are, because transferring is one of the like,
it's a hard
really
process.
hard.
Just after like talking to people and like adults, I got a lot of advice from like my parents and like other people that like you have a lot of guts to transfer, because it's just a huge thing now. Like people are just gonna talk and like assume the worst out of you, or assume you're doing this for someone else, where like this is just all for yourself. Like college is a huge deal, it's a lot of money, and it's the next like 4 years of your life, so you want to just like make the most of it and do what's best for you. And like I give a lot of people props, and like I give us props for
absolutely.
like just like doing what's best for ourselves. And the whole transfer process is going to be like stressful, just like applying for college, but it's all worth it in the end, because if this is what your gut feeling is and like you think is right, like only good things are going to come out of it. So
and all that good stuff
takes time.
Is going to make me die. Will I have a social life if I'm not in a sorority? Yes. Good question. Yes, you will.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think at every school, like the level of Greek life interaction, like how many people are in it, varies. At UConn, it's definitely not something you have to be in to have a social life. I don't think it is anywhere, but it's not nearly as big here as it is at other places. I actually went through recruitment my first week of school, and the one that I got in, I just didn't really feel like I fit in. It wasn't really my place, and also it's like really expensive to have it not be my place.
Yeah.
So I dropped, and I have no regrets, because I'm still doing, I think, everything that I would if I wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still going out, I'm still having fun. Like, I still love it here, so.
There's so much to offer at, like, big universities like UConn, and there's so many small clubs, big, like university-wide, like, things to get involved with that
Yeah.
like everyone does together. And
so yeah, that kind of goes into the next question we got. It was, is it hard to make friends as a transfer student? And I mean,
it's a little difficult.
I mean, you have to put yourself out there, I think, more than you would otherwise. I mean, freshman year is hard, like but everyone's in the same boat, and like no one has friends. So coming in as a sophomore, it's hard because you like don't know who has their friend groups and like all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people do have their friend groups already, so it's hard to like come in a little late, but it's definitely possible. I will say, get yourself involved as much as you can. I know we both joined like lots of clubs, and it's just nice because when you're in those clubs, even if the girls or boys in it like aren't gonna be your best friends, like it's still nice to have just familiar faces around campus. Like I know walking to class and like seeing someone from your club and just being like, oh hey, like what's up, is it's a good feeling.
It's just really nice to know that like you'll have someone to talk to or like take classes with if you want. But just like freshman year, like you just gotta put yourself out there, and it takes time and like patience, and like anything else, like things will come to you when it's like supposed to. That's how I like think of things now. And if people are like supposed to be in my life, they will be. So yeah,
yes, I think having like a positive mindset about anything you do is like the most important thing. You just have to put yourself out there, and
it's scary,
but
and it's even scary even though I did it last year.
Like
no matter how many times you do it, it doesn't get easier, but it's nice knowing that I have Melinda here, and that's why it's also like a good comfort thing for me, like having like one of my best friends here, so we can do it together, but also do it on our own as well. So yeah.
Next question. How do you handle your mental health with all the schoolwork?
Oh.
You don't.
I drink a lot of coffee.
You do.
It's really hard. Everyone's different.
Like, you're gonna break down. You're gonna lose it, for sure.
Yeah.
That's normal. I think the most important thing you have to remember is like time management, and like really plan out your days, like plan out when you have to get stuff done, and then save room for doing things that you love and that you want to do. Because if you're just doing schoolwork, if you're just doing clubs, like you're gonna lose it. Like you're gonna go crazy. So you need to like take time to go to the gym, like watch Netflix, like do your makeup, like do something that you enjoy doing. Otherwise it'll just get so tedious.
And that's like the beauty of college, where like there's not that many classes in a day, and like a lot of times like you have some classes back to back, or you either have like you could have like a 5-hour break. Like you could have a 10 a.m. and then have like a 7 p.m. And then so that's when you get to choose what you want to do. That's like college is you do you. So you could go do work, go to the gym, do whatever. So I think it's like a good balance, that this is why you have breaks, and you need to do what's right and get things done when you need to get them done. But it's gonna be stressful at the time, but like just like sit and like take a step back and be like, everything's gonna work out in its favor, and like
trust the process.
Trust the process. And yeah, it's really good to just like be organized. If it's reminders in your phone, or like a planner, or even having like a friend remind you to like get something done, as long as you have that balance, I think like you could really like accomplish anything. And
it'll be golden. Our next question is, what is your major? So I kind of briefly talked about this before. I originally wanted to go to school for fashion merchandising, or something related to fashion. UConn unfortunately doesn't have any like fashion design, fashion merchandising, anything like that. But I originally thought maybe business, because like my dream job is to open my own boutique. But I don't know, I don't vibe well with business. It's not my thing. I'm not a math girl. And I think I'm the type of person where if I don't like what I'm learning, I'm not gonna do well. So I decided to major in communications, and I think like going broad is honestly almost better than me majoring in fashion merchandising. Because what if I like graduate and then I'm like, shoot, I actually hate fashion? I don't think that's gonna happen, but like if it does, like what do I do then? I'm just stuck with this degree that I like don't like. So I think with like communications, like it's good because I can pursue a career in fashion like with that degree easily, but I like, if I want to go a different route, like event planning I'm thinking of also, and like something like that, like, or like journalism, like fashion journalism, like I can totally go that route too. It's just like gives me a little more leeway.
So my major here at UConn is the Speech Language Hearing Sciences program. And there's two options. There's speech pathology or audiology. And I'm focusing more towards speech pathology, which is a type of speech therapist, but on like a different level. They do different stuff. I haven't really started my major yet, so I don't know too much about it, but I know the basics, and I think it's really something that I want to do. I have a lot of options with that job just within that, so that makes me comfortable because I could work with any age in any environment. If I wanted to work at a school, if I wanted to work in a hospital, if I wanted to work out of my car and like do my own business and go to like people's homes, I have that option. And I think it's just something I would love to do because I always loved working with children and babies, and yeah. So, babies.
Yay for getting jobs.
Making
love
money.
that. So yeah, that's our career paths as of now, but you know,
that could change tomorrow.
Always could change. But yes, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your questions. If you asked them, we'll definitely do more of these in the future. I'm planning on doing a week in my life vlog, maybe, possibly. I definitely want to get back on the YouTube grind, so if you want to see anything in particular, definitely leave a comment and make sure you subscribe because I'm almost at 200. And that'd be so fun if I got 200 subscribers. So yeah,
we hope you liked our advice.
Yeah,
we really wanted to help people who were like in the same boat as us.
Yeah, I've been getting like a crazy amount of DMs from girls that are like, I'm transferring, help, like what do I do? And it honestly, it's like a really good feeling. So like being able to help them, like after I like DM them back and they're like, thank you so much, you actually helped a ton. It's like a really great feeling. So I think with this video, I like putting it out, like whoever sees it, you know, hopefully it'll help. Like so thanks for watching, and I really hope it's not blurry. Peace out, Girl Scout.
Bye.
Mwah.